Hey everybody, it's Marci Melzer, Intuitive SLP, with another video for you today here on my new channel, the Energy Work channel, where I'm talking to parents, caregivers, moms, dads, anyone who has a late talking child. And we're getting into the energy work and mindset ends of things because today is Mindset Monday. Yeah, I guess I know that's kind of been going around on the woo-woo channels and energy work things, and it just makes a lot of sense because Monday's the beginning of our week, and today I have some mindset ideas for you, things for you to think about on your language facilitation journey based on what's going on around us. And then we're going to get into it. I've got the children's animal spirit cards and my language facilitation inspiration cards, and I'm going to be pulling cards for each individual sign in the zodiac on this video. So you're going to be able to watch this video, I recommend, for your child's sun sign, your child's rising sign, if you know that, your child's moon sign potentially, but really your child's Mercury sign, because right now we have Mercury in retrograde in an air sign that's going to be moving into an earth sign that's going to be moving back into an air sign. This is our last opportunity in 2022 to have this great energy. Now, also coming up, we've got a lot of sort of ramping up of the astrological energy that's going to be happening now in the next, and between now and the end of the calendar year. It really ramps up at the end of the month. It's already been starting, but it's really going to start to get active towards the end of the month because we've got Mars going retrograde. We've got 6 planets retrograde now: Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, Mercury. All these planets are in their retrograde time, giving us a chance to revisit the things that we did while they were moving through their first course and make changes and evolve, right? That's what we do. We take the old information, we have a do-over. These are what retrograde energies allow us to do. So now, with all of the evolution that's coming up, what we're seeing in the world is the breaking down. I've been talking about this for months and months. In the speech therapy world, the opportunities to find therapy, maybe even breaking down. And if you do have the opportunity for therapy, your relationship with your therapist, unless your therapist is choosing to use the positive, forward moving to learn from the mistakes. In fact, if they are ignoring mistakes or calling out mistakes, one or the other, and just revolving and talking about the mistakes and the mistakes and the things that are wrong and the things that are bad and the things that are broken. Look at all the things breaking down, right? This is the energy that's around us everywhere, projecting at us. Don't you see how this is breaking down? Don't you see how this is dying, ending? All these things are going away. And smart language facilitators say, I do. I see how it's going away. And that's why it's more important for you to be on your own mission, in your own mindset. You are aware. You don't ignore these things going on that are breaking down. You learn from it. You remember, I remember when I used to do that. I remember when I used to believe that. I remember when that was the only thing available in my world. And all of those things are true. But now there are alternatives. There are 500 videos on my Waves of Communication channel. There are therapists who are deciding now, just like me, to either, what I did before I left the profession completely was I started to find ways to work within it. I met the rules just enough, but then when I was actually in working with families, I did my own thing. You're going to find therapists out there that are going to be trying to do that until the boss finds out and they're not allowed anymore and they can't do it anymore. And then they are going to go through their own breakdown. I thought I could be a school therapist, or, that's what happens to all the professions. I thought I could be a teacher. I thought I could be a doctor. I thought that was going to be my life. I was going to be. And it doesn't matter if you're in the healthcare related, maybe this is happening in your own personal life with your own job. I thought I was going to be an engineer working at that Fortune 500 company. And now all of a sudden it doesn't feel good there anymore. And I've been headhunted by a startup. You know, these are the kinds of things that happen to you when you are in the positive energy, because we've got the retrograde to see. I remember what I did last time, and I remember the results I got last time. Now we have the opportunity to try something maybe similar. Maybe it does resonate in a lot of ways, because remember, you made those choices the first time. I think about people who made choices to marry partners. I myself am a divorcee. I was married to my partner for 10 years before I realized that I had made a wrong choice. Maybe I made a choice based on information that I believed was true at the time about myself and about my partner, and those things weren't true anymore 10 years later. Now the opportunity with this kind of energy, with all these retrograde planets, and then all of these the relationships, we've got Uranus in Taurus squaring Saturn. Uranus is the change, Saturn is the old systems, and Saturn has our best interest. We keep these rules and regulations for safety and security and things we can depend on, because as humans we need things we can depend on. But Uranus says, guess what, everybody? You can depend on yourself for this. You can depend on yourself. So how? This is the question that we're going to ask the cards today. How are you depending on yourself? Now, there are resources available. Just like we said, this doesn't just happen by miracle. This is how you do the energy work, along with the practical inspired action that you need to take. And that's what the language facilitation cards are. All the tarot cards are. Is as soon as you get a message that inspires you to do something, to take some action, to move yourself forward, no matter what the energy is going around, you see it because we're aware and present in the moment. But what are you doing with it? Now, we're all in different situations based on our own astrology charts, what areas of our houses are being affected. And so if you know your child's chart well enough to know their sun, moon, and rising, you know what their houses are. And it doesn't matter if you're using Vedic astrology or Eastern, Western astrology, doesn't matter what. When I talk about these signs, interpret the messages from your perspective. You're guided to this video because you're interested in energy work. You like these messages. They come from somewhere that you trust. And so that's what you've got to do when you watch these things. Is it's not, some things will resonate with you, some things won't, because remember, I'm talking to everybody who watches this, and hopefully a lot of parents will watch this. And again, if you like these kinds of videos, that's when you want to subscribe to my channel. So I'm just going to share that really quick. Hit that subscribe button so that you know, because I'm not sure when. I'm not on a schedule yet for these videos. This is my very first live one. And so if you're watching me live, you're super welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. And I'm glad that you've migrated over here. I see some people watching live. And if you have a question specific, I think what we're going to do is, instead of getting to your specific questions on this video, we're going to go through the different signs, and that's how we're going to move forward. So this is your Mindset Monday check-in plus intuitive messages. It's sort of like the energy one-stop shop for your week to get you going. And whether you're watching live or on the replay, welcome, 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 welcome. Let's get into all of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get all my graphics set up, and then I'm going to switch the camera and we're going to look at the cards. Okay, let me do that. We're going to start with all the signs, and we're going to get zodiac images, or we're going to get zodiac messages, for each one of the sign. And what I'm going to be doing here is, let me put this away so that I can check everything out, get everything straight. We're going to be using 2 decks of cards. The first one is the Children's Spirit Animal cards, and we're going to be using those in addition to using the Language Facilitation Inspiration cards. So for each sign, I'm going to be pulling a card from each one of those, and let's get started with Aries. So I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Language Facilitation Inspiration card first. I'm just going to give each one a little bit of shuffle. These are for Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury, because we're talking about late talking kids who have these astrological aspects, and they have a message for you, and that message is this. I see what you're saying. So let me put these over here. I see what you're saying. Take a look at the image. Look at this, a very mindset image, like mind's eye. I see with my mind's eye what you're saying. And this is a purple card, so we're talking about crown chakra activation. Create visual imagery. Create visual imagery. I guess third eye is what this is, purple. Late talkers create images with their bodies to help them recall things they have seen and in turn trigger the emotional memories of their favorite experiences. Old experiences moving into new experiences. These late talkers remember them. So dig into visual imagery. This is definitely third eye. Hello, third eye, right? So describe the visual images you experience together using verbs and adjectives, not just labels. Remember, these kids know the labels. They need you to talk about verbs and adjectives that will help you recall feelings and ideas, that will help them recall feelings and ideas. That big truck is so loud. It looks very powerful and strong. So when you see things, remember your child is thinking, what can I do with my hands to make powerful and strong and truck and movement things, the different things that they do. So I see what you're saying. And then let's get from the children's spirit animal cards. These are messages. This one just popped right out on the top. You are beautiful just as you are, for all the Aries energy. Look at this swan. So this one, these cards, I know there's a message from the book, but I read these intuitively and I see that there are, these Aries kids are feeling judged. Maybe they use a lot of visual and physical communication because they're visual kids. That's what this card says, right? They're visual kids. And look at also a lot of purple here. You're beautiful just as you are. So your communication is valid. Every single bit of communication that you are using, you Aries kiddos, is valid for your experience. And it's important. They're trying really hard. They're not just messages for themselves. They're communicating with you. I see what you're saying. Turn your messages into visuals and create beautiful images, and pay attention to the beautiful images that your late talker is creating so that they can turn them into words with language models. Look, that dragonfly is coming up behind the swan. The swan doesn't know. The swan doesn't see what's going on. He might be surprised by the dragonfly and then do something crazy and like squawk and make a lot of big noises. But you're beautiful just as you are, no matter what, no matter how, no matter what way you're using to communicate. It's all beautiful and valuable, no matter how it looks. Right? Okay, so that is the message for the Aries kids. I'm going to stick this back into the deck and this back into the deck. And we're going to pull up the energy for Taurus now. Okay, so Taurus kiddos who are late talkers, what is the messages that we have for you from the middle of the deck? Let me show you what I know. Makes sense, Taurus kids? Taurus energy is very earthy. Earthy energy is about the things. This is what. What is earth? What I know. Let me show you, though, remember. So this is, I can teach you how to be beautiful. I can teach you how to do makeup. I can teach you how to do whatever. And look at, there's a graduation cap here. I know these things. Let the late talker show you. Be open to learning. Late talkers are more likely to join your fun activities when you also offer to follow their lead and try exploring and learning about their interests. You try learning from them, right? Offer materials, activities, and teachers. If you don't know how to teach them what they love, take them to a coach who does, right? And talk to that person about how these things align with the late talker's preferences. I'm bringing my child for guitar lessons because my child won't stop picking up his big brother's guitar or things like that. Show them and talk about this as you connect the late talker with these teachers and materials. You talk about why you chose these materials from a connected place. And then This alignment keeps the facilitators inspired and late talkers motivated to practice every day. So that's it. Let me show you what I know so you can give more opportunities for them to learn more about what they know and then talk about those things to get the messages from them. All right, let's see what the animal spirit card deck has for the Taurus kids. It's this one right here on top. And it is notice the little things, the ladybug. So Ladybug's got a lot of good luck. We've got Jupiter is also very highlighted in the recent astrological things. Jupiter's good luck. And also notice the little things. So this late talker, right, shows you every day what they know. They show you that they are brilliant at some things, but it's very subtle, maybe how they do it. They're quicker at it. They're more efficient at it. They can do it a little bit higher, straighter, longer, something like that, because they've been practicing on their own. And when you notice how they are practicing, that's going to be how you can take the inspired action of being open to their learning. Oh, look at what you're learning. Look at all the little things that they are developing, because they're learning, right? They're graduating. They've practiced. So your job is to notice the little things that they have, right? I love this message. Okay. Let's swipe over here now to Gemini, and we'll get the language facilitation inspiration cards out here. For the Gemini late talkers, what is the message from? Remember, these are message from the energy. Whoa, Geminis are got a lot. I always pay attention to everything. The Geminis might be feeling a little mixed up. You know, I had some trouble sleeping. Well, the Geminis definitely have a lot of messages. They couldn't wait to share their card. It came flying out, didn't even let me pick it. And the Geminis love a party and cupcakes and balloons and smiling and looking at other kids. Like, they want to have a good time, the Geminis. And here's their message for you. Party a little every day. Party activities and experiences are great reminders that you can be happy every single day as you celebrate small accomplishments, all those little things that we notice that they're learning. Treats, music, dancing, games, decoration, and cake, especially cake, can all be enjoyed on a small scale to celebrate everyday events and achievements. So, host a 1-minute dance party. Offer cake on testing days. Testing doesn't mean that you're taking a test, but it just could be I'm tested today. So I passed all the tests of being triggered. Testing, have a little cake, and create seasonal decorations. Like, I got my little scented candle out here. My pumpkin spice is rolling in the air and it smells really yummy. So look at that. They're ready to talk about having fun, because if it isn't fun, it isn't fun. And the Geminis really know this message. Let's see what the animal spirit deck has. I'm telling you what, the Geminis, they are ready to join this meeting and communicate with all of you. They will not hesitate to let us know that they want this thing. And it's this card right here. And look, it's the swan again. You are just as beautiful as you are. So let's look at this combination. I wonder if some of your kids might have multiple placement. Maybe they have some Aries and some Gemini in their chart, which would be interesting to see how the same card comes up again. But remember, these cards, if we read them intuitively and we match them with the message from the language facilitation inspiration card, then we get a whole new message. So this message, you are just as beautiful as you are, and I love a party, means, you know what, maybe this late talker, these Geminis, they want to do things their own way. They want to have fun, and what you're doing isn't feeling very fun. And you can have super great learning when you have fun. And just as beautiful as you are could have something to do with these decorations, right? Maybe you're making decorations, or your late talker wants to make decorations and they want to make things more beautiful. I see that swan as someone who is like, you're just as beautiful as you are. If it isn't fun, it isn't fun. It is what it is. We are able to celebrate everything. Even when we have struggles, let's have a party. It's all a beautiful experience. Every experience is as beautiful as you are. These Geminis, they're very complex. They have a lot going on. This is a air sign, and the air signs are affected by this Mercury retrograde more than other things. So also think about what house your child's in. You know, maybe they've got Gemini in the 5th house and they love a party. Okay, let's move on to the next sign here. We've got Cancer going on. I know this is going to be a pretty long video. Maybe if you're watching on the replay, you'll be able to scoot through and see them, but I wanted to record it live because I can. I'm finally able to be live, and I like to be live because I want to connect with the energy of everybody watching. All right, let's see what the Cancers have to say to us. It's a good time for tea. It's so interesting that we've had both of these cards recently in readings on the channel. It's a good time for tea. So everybody wants to have a little tea break and a party. I think maybe that's a lot of people are feeling exhausted based on the full moon we just went through and all the changes that are going on. It's a good time for tea. As a matter of fact, I've got my teacup right here. It always says you're the best because parents are the best language facilitators. Let me have a little sip of tea. I like to drink herbal tea. Has no caffeine. I can drink it all day and add flavors and honey and lemon and all kinds of things, but snacks. This card says take a coffee break or tea break. Find daily opportunities. Daily, right? Party every day. Take a break every day. Maybe you guys are all working too hard. You're afraid about these breakdowns and you feel like you've got to do more work. These kids need you to take a break. They are tired. Take a break from work jobs to reconnect over a drink or a snack, because secretly, coffee break time is also language facilitation time. And you can do work while having a nice time. So set aside special biscuits or snacks that are only available when you enjoy break time together time. So this isn't just your handful of goldfish and head on your way. This is us together having a time. Special time with snacks will motivate both of you and the late talker to reach out and connect over tea when you feel worn out. So these Cancer kids might be feeling a little worn out. It was a very emotional moon in a water sign, and Cancers are a water sign. Let's see what the message is from turn them around, the animal card's going to pull them out from the middle for the Cancers. And ooh, you got the beaver. Do your chores. Look at this. Wow. The late talker Cancers are trying to get out of doing their chores. They're maybe they're manipulating you. Maybe they see you freaking out and they're freaking out. This whole do your chores, do your job, do your thing. Maybe not. Maybe there's too much of one or the other in your Cancer world. And that's what this full moon is, triggering you. This full moon in Pisces was triggering you to, take more of a break or use things instead of making it seem like work. Make the work seem like play instead of the work seem like work. This beaver's like exhausted. He's like, another stick. I got to go get another stick. I got to bite another stick. I got to do another thing. No, thank you. I'd rather go take a swim. It's good time for tea. Interesting message for the Cancers, for and from the Cancer late talkers. All right, let's pop up into the Leo kids. Thanks for joining me if you're watching live or the replay. Whoa, a little too many cards. We're only pulling one today. Universe, there. Okay. Wow. It's interesting how some signs, they just literally show up during the shuffle, but I like to pull from the middle to make sure it's truly random. Practice with me. Okay, so the Leos want to get to work. Like maybe they're ready. But they want you to join them in their practice. Look, they're ready to build their brain. This little girl and this mommy, they are on a mission. We are practicing spoon holding. Now this isn't real food. They've got play food here. This is practice time. I love this. The message is pretend play to build skill. This is an orange card, which is your sacral chakra. How to build your skills. What do you take with you into activities? Your armor, your, stuff in your toolbox, right? So pretend play. This is what is going to really motivate these Leo performer play kids. Practice with lots of trial and error is necessary for kids to evolve fundamental processes such as eating and potty training and all the other things you need them to do, all those little chores we talked about from the beaver card there. Include lots of slow, repetitious demonstration as you play. Encourage, encourage imitation with fun by exaggerating your actions. Change your voice and model attractive speech that you feel good saying. Watch me, I did it, score, woohoo, look, we did it, right? Practice and have fun, because make the practice fun, right? If it isn't fun, it isn't fun. Okay, let's see what the children's animal spirit cards have to say for our Leo kids. Ooh, you get the elephant. You can't overcome any problem. And that is what they want to do. Look, Mom, I don't know how to eat with the spoon. I don't know how to do it on my own. I don't know how to potty train. I don't know how to do it. They see that they are not as good as other kids at these skills. They know it. They know this about themselves. That's why they want you to practice, because they believe that they can overcome this problem when you show them that they can overcome this problem. Look, you couldn't eat before and hold the spoon. And now during our playthings, we figured it out together. Together with your help, we can overcome any problem. So the Leos just want to get to work. They're ready. They're ready for you to show them how. Not just the step-by-steps, but all 3 steps, like 2 3-step things, and tell the story about how after we solve the problem, then we get somewhere, and what we can do once we solve the problem, and how to use the successful problem-solving experience to move forward. Oh, I love that message for the Leos. Okay, Virgo late talkers. Let's get the language facilitation inspiration cards out for you. Late talker, Virgo kids. What is the message from the Virgo late talkers for all you language facilitators out there? What do your Virgo kids want you to know? They need you to slow down. Maybe you are quite reactive by this Virgo. We got Sun in Virgo right now. And Virgo is an earth sign, and you could be pushing, and your late talker needs you to slow down. Look, they're playing with the turtle. They got the hourglass. They're taking their time. This little boy's watching his mom show him how to do this nice and slow so nobody gets bit, okay? This is a blue card, throat chakra, talk more slowly. So you Virgos might be going, blah, 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 blah. You might be going a mile a minute right now if that's feeling you, or your little guy or your little girl is a Virgo. Late talkers need to hear slow, clear language models. It's just every late talker needs to hear these, but the Virgos especially do. So people around them are talking too quickly, and you could just be keyed into doing it and you don't realize that you are. So just talk more slowly. They need to hear slow language models so they can process and learn how to produce a more accurate speech. So choose a 2 to 3 minute interaction and talk 3 times more slowly than your typical rate for the duration of the activity. Do it as long as you can. 2 to 3 minutes to start, and stretch it into 5 and 10 and 20. Talk more slowly, not loudly, to facilitate attention and focus. And wait 3 to 5 seconds after giving directions and asking questions. Just slow everything down. Watch me. Look at this. Watch how I do it. Look at the turtle and how the turtle's reacting to me when I give him the lettuce. The turtle looks happy when I'm nice and slow and gentle with him, right? He can feel you leaning on his back. He sees that you're there. He wants to know that he's safe, right? Whatever you perceive out of that thing, just be nice and slow and talk about it. Okay, let's see what the animal spirit cards, excuse my froggy throat. Whoops, there it is. The buffalo. Be thankful for all that you have. So somebody's in a hurry to get some kind of results. That's it. You're going too fast because you want to see something more quickly. This is for the facilitator, right? This is the message. Slow down so that you can, and be thankful for all you have. So appreciate the fact that you do know how to interact with this turtle. Maybe your late talker doesn't know how, but you do. And be thankful that you know how, and you know how to connect with the late talker, and you know how to share whatever experience with them. because you've been given the opportunity to do that through everyday activities. So just slow down and be thankful for where you are now, for the achievement that you have generated so far in your language facilitation journey, and slow down and enjoy the process every day and take advantage of these times that you can connect with this late talker. Okay? That's what the Virgos need. Everybody's in a rush to get results, rush to push kids to do things. Be thankful for all you have generated, succeeded, developed, not just stuff, but progress. That's the message. Okay. Interesting message for the Virgos. Let's move into Libra now. Libra is another air sign. That's where Mercury is right now, moving backward. So if your child has Libra in their chart, they could be especially affected by this Mercury retrograde. And the Virgos would be especially affected by that full moon. So let's see what's going on here for the Libras. Libra, Libra, Libra. Look, am I doing this right? So interesting, because this is the second guessing card. And that's what Mercury retrograde does for us. It allows us to second guess our situations. And this late talker wants you to give them the confirmation that they are doing it right, even if it's not correct according to other people's standards. Every effort is correct. And they want to know that by showing up with a smile, getting dirty, and doing their job, they are appreciated. They are appreciated. This card says provide reassurance. Late talkers may need a lot of encouragement to try new things on their own, especially if they have been previously highly structured and prompted in the past. So it's a really good idea for you to provide a clear demonstration with lots of visual cues and stand by ready to assist. Not hand over hand assistance, just stand by visual cues. Watch me, look at this, try it this way. Don't take the stuff out of their hands. Reassure that they can do it and they have the capability. And then check on their progress step by step. Wow, look at you did that. You're so smart. Analyze how they feel and offer assistance if requested. Ooh, I got this far on my own, but I might need help for the next step. That kind of thing. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? They are taking initiative. We love this. We want this from these late talkers. We want them to dig into their learning well enough that they want you to give them feedback. They want coaching. They're ready for coaching. Am I doing this right? Potentially you're feeling the same way in your language models. Let's see what comes out of the children's animal spirit cards for this message. These are fun little messages. I hope you're enjoying this. If you are, please like this video. Ooh, you get the turtle. Take your time. So that's it. Take your time. The expectations are, let's work together. Let's look at this whole card. Look at this turtle. He's taking this time. All the animals around enjoying the beautiful coral reef, looking for the biggest fish or crab. This is a green sea turtle. I happen to know they don't eat fish or crabs. They eat the weeds. And so they've got to travel long ways to find the big weeds that they like to eat and hang out there. And then they go long times in between eating too. Green sea turtles. So take your time and do it right. The late talker wants to take their time and do it right. They don't want to rush through things. They want to know that every step they're doing is correct, accurate, and, the right way. The right words, the right way at the right time. These late talkers want to be. Makes sense. Libras like it, and they want balance. Okay? So let's move in now and talk about Scorpio. There we go. Okay, Scorpio kids who are late talking. What is the message from the Scorpio kids? This is, remember, any child who has sun, moon, rising, or Mercury in Scorpio. These are the messages. Ooh, animal communication. Connect me with animals. I love this strategy. So the Scorpio kids want to dig into their intuitive connection because animals communicate intuitively. They don't have language at all. They're always nonverbal communicators, and they communicate all the time. And late talkers are really good at letting them know how to connect because they're good at nonverbal communication. So natural nonverbal communication with animals helps late talkers learn how to intuitively understand the needs of others and what we care for. They learn to see and interpret messages just like they're teaching you messages, right? So help the late talker interpret the animal's needs by watching and describing their behavior. Tell the stories of the animal's life while you show them how to properly care for and respect pets and wildlife, right? So teach them how to learn from other beings, nonverbal communication, and respond to them. And then through your language models, just literally teaching them and connecting them with the animals, through that activity, they'll learn how to connect better with you. Oops, it's this card. Okay. The Scorpios get the coyote. Learn from your mistakes. So maybe these late talkers have had some unfortunate experiences with animals where the animal was triggered or the child was triggered and they didn't have a nice thing, or those mistakes are when you misinterpreted your child's language, nonverbal language, as something that it wasn't. Like maybe they were just truly really upset and they became aggressive and you assumed that they were being mean, you know? Learn from the misinterpretations. That's what kids like. They need to see when the puppy is snarling that it's not appropriate to approach the puppy. And it's always good to see when they're happy or sitting like this, that's when the child can offer their hand, right? Potentially there were mistakes. There was miscommunication in the past, potentially involving animals, but just involving any kind of nonverbal communication. And so this is the recommendation from the universe for your situation, is to use animals to learn from your mistakes. And so maybe the animal that you connected your late talker with, the experience didn't go so well, but don't forget, you can always try again. And just remember that the previous experience was it is. So maybe there was an animal. Comment if there was, if you are one of these Scorpio placements and you had that issue. All right, let's move into Sagittarius. Oops, Sagittarius also very active in the energy, making cards fly out all over the place. Let's pull one out for the middle from the Sagittarius late talkers. This is messages from the late talker, and you get something has to change. The Sagittarius kids are fed up. Car crash, breaking down. We talked about the energy breaking down. Somehow in the Sagittarius energy, kids are feeling the need to change, okay? So, or the need, something in the environment has to change. The way we're doing it isn't working. You know, you could potentially be feeling that too. And this is about realistic expectations. All these mindset things that are coming out today on this mindset video, it makes a lot of sense. So parents may feel overwhelmed as a result of taking on the sole responsibility for participation in the late talker's care and teaching. So if you're feeling alone in this whole thing and the world is coming down because you're the only one doing this, this is some guidance from the late talker. They need help. They need more than you. They need a village. It takes a village. Here's how you find the village. You teach everyone around you how you successfully interact with the late talker so they can help. And you work with fewer strategies that feel easy, like slow talking, so that you can sustain them consistently. At least you can sustain you consistently. But when you're too overwhelmed, then things break down, right? Car crash happens. So strive for at least one positive action daily and expect no more of yourself and of the late talker. If you get 2, great. If you get 10, amazing. But when you're in car crash mode, something has to change, at least one thing. You can change one thing to make it easier, happier, feel better, because at least one thing needs to change. And then when you change one thing, other things will change as well. So somebody's fed up. It's this card on top. Trust your feelings. If you're fed up and it's not working. Trust your feelings and change it, because it's only going to give you more of what you've been getting. Car crash. And maybe it went away, so it has to change, or maybe it's coming. But either way, you're in the position now to trust your feelings. And if it feels great and amazing, keep it. But if not, something has to change. That's what this message is all about. And you can. This is a strong horse. You might not feel like you can. Look at this mom. She's like, ay. Who's she looking at? The universe. Something's got to change. This one's yelling. This one's demanding. The car is broken in the shop. I'm trying to do the call. And how do you feel? Maybe that's where you need to start, is just sort of everything's breaking down. So start with something easy that you can change, and trust your feeling to find something that is fun. Okay? Just to make life a little easier. Give up one of those expectations that you think you're super mom and you got to do. That's the deal right there. Nobody's super mom. Everybody struggles sometimes. Okay. Sagittarius is over. Let's go to Capricorn. Capricorn kiddos. This is the message from Capricorn late talkers. And from the middle of the deck. Aw, show me the light. Capricorns are ready to tap into the energy. They're ready to meditate with you. They're ready to ground their energy. Capricorn's an earth sign. Show me the light. Connect with your spirit. Introduce the late talker to the idea of a spiritual guide who gives us good ideas and helps us share love with each other. So if you like, maybe that's you who has a Capricorn little guy, little girl, and you really like your pujas and you like your prayers and you like your church time and your rituals or your songs or all those things, introduce them to the idea of a spiritual guide. Maybe those songs, those little nice Krishna songs, they give us good ideas and help us share love with each other, teach kindness, teach empathy, teach connection, right? Because when you connect with spirit, it makes it a lot easier to connect with other humans. Okay. So practice being quiet to listen for the best ideas. And remember that light ideas feel easy, happy, safe, and fun. And shadow ideas feel challenging. And it's okay to have shadow ideas, but we just have to look at both, right? So if you're stuck in the shadows, it's time to show them the light. And maybe your late talker is stuck in the shadows. And if they're isolating and depressed or, pulling away from other people, that could be what's going on. Whoops. Let's see, those fell down. Let's go. We'll pull one out from the middle, just like we doing for everybody else. Okay, right here. The eagle, do the right thing. Show me the light. Right? So the right thing is the thing that feels easy, happy, safe, and fun. The other thing is dark. It makes me feel sad. It makes me feel scared. It makes me feel, I'm not sure about it. Even this baby is not so sure about this candle. And this mom is showing her how beautiful it is, how safe it is, how she's keeping her with this really long candle. So, they can see how beautiful it is and talk about it and talk about the prayers, talk about the things that you do. The eagle wants you to do the right thing. Because if you feel like what you've been asked to do or what you're motivated to do or what you think you should do, it doesn't feel right to you. That's, the universe saying, what the right thing is. Don't do things just because someone else said so. Do what the thing that is right, that your late talker is right. And what is right is light. That's what this message says. Okay. Moving on, we're getting close to the end. Aquarius, we're in the last two signs. I happen to have a lot of Aquarius in my chart. Aquarius is the humanitarian. Let's see what the Aquarius late talkers have to share with you. Oh, the Aquarius are saying, am I bothering you? Because you look pretty bothered and they look pretty happy. So it's time to set your limits. These late talkers play and experiment with sounds and noises over and over as they practice speech. Balance feelings and entertain themselves. So they are doing these things for real reasons. Now, they can be annoying to bystanders in the household, that it's their way, it's their practice. And they need you to remind them that what they're doing is annoying to other people, because they need to be accepted by other people and they need to learn how to gauge those things. So you are advised to calmly remind the late talker of the real impact their play has on you. There are times to be silly and nutty and whatever, outside, run around, do your stuff, but there are also times that it really impacts you. And if it isn't fun, it isn't fun for you too. So offer daily opportunities where the late talker can be as freely, as loud and expressive as they want, and then set limits around it, because yeah, it bothers you, but it also makes you excited to see them learning. So it bothers you less when it comes on a schedule. And so that's how we incorporate it, because we don't want to shut anybody down when they bother us, even though it feels like shutting them down. We actually want to encourage them to do it, but we need to show them and guide them to do it the right way. What do the children's animal spirit cards have for you, Aquarius? You get the deer. Be kind to yourself and others. Exactly. Don't let yourself consistently be bothered. Here's the late talker. Bothering. Mommy, is it okay? Mommy, I need you. Mommy, is this all right? Mommy, watch me. Mommy, do the thing. Mommy. Be kind to yourself and others. You're already kind to this child. You overkind them, probably. And they're taking advantage because you're not drawing your own boundaries. So that's important that you be kind to yourself and others. Don't let the little Aquarius walk all over you with their intuitive new ideas and humanitarian things like, I'm going to do this for you. They think they're helping you by nagging you and reminding you to do that kind of stuff. And if it bothers you, it's up to you to create those boundaries. And this is an amazing opportunity to learn spoken language, because, you know, we don't just talk about what we want and need. We talk about what bothers us. We definitely do. Okay. Last sign now. We're moving into Pisces. Thanks for waiting, Pisces, or scrolling through, or whatever you did to get here. We appreciate you. And these are the messages from the kids who have Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury in Pisces. Unleash my superpowers. Love this. Here's a superpower. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be eating. It could be running. It could be jumping. It could be Lego building. It could be reading, you know, anything. Find the passion. Late talkers will always say yes to practice and work hard to improve their passions, and they will prioritize them over all else. If they love swimming, if they love water, if they love running, if they love biking, prioritize these favorite activities as a regularly scheduled opportunity instead of reward for hard work, right? They get to do it anyway, even if they didn't work hard, because the thing that they're doing is their work. Their play is work. They are developing. Don't stop them from doing their hardest work. They're going to work their hardest with their passions, and teach them like they're going to graduate from university in this thing. Incorporate technical language and specialized skills that will help them succeed and even be ahead of their peers at their favorite activities. Yes, they're not going to be good at everything, but they have superpowers. Every child has superpowers. Everyone. And you know, because you're the grown-up, you're the one who knows what you can mold that into. If they love music, then they can be a musician or a singer. Or if they love art, they can be a cartoonist or graphic designer or video game designer. If they love movement, they can be an athlete or a coach or a performer, a dancer, all those things, right? Superpowers. Let's see what this children's animal spirit cards have for the Pisces kids who just had this massive full moon. All of you are totally affected. And it is stand up for yourself. Woohoo! I have superpowers. My thing is my superpower. I want to be better than other people. And this little bear is standing up. Look at me. I'm bigger than I am when I'm down on all fours. My superpowers raise me up. Look, stand up. Stand up for yourself. So Your late talker is unique, special, gorgeous, amazing, intuitive, genius level. And it's up to you to unleash the superpowers so your late talker can stand up for themselves. Because it's through their superpowers that other people look past the things maybe where they're challenged. Okay. So, wowza. Let me pull this back over here since we're done with the card readings. And I'm getting a little warm because it was, I've got my AC off so that it's quiet enough that you can hear everything. And I live in Florida. And pretty soon we'll get to the point where the weather is nicer and cooler. And I can open the windows and you can hear those nature sounds and things like that as I record. But for now, we're in my studio where I'm tapping into the energy with you, working on these energy focused videos. I'm super happy that you joined me today, either live or on the replay. Again, look at your child's rising, moon, Mercury signs. You're going to get more messages to build up a whole little story. And then you relate those messages to the events that are going on in your life, likely surrounding change, breaking down. We had a lot of messages in these readings about breakdown, about change, about going with your gut and taking advantage of things that might be a little bit different, but they feel very empowering. And it might seem like, okay, other people are going to make fun at me for this, or this seems crazy, or I've never done anything like this before. That's the energy that we're gifted with right now, is everything is different. Everything is how it never was before. And the way the new gets developed is from our inspired ideas we get through what we've been through. And so now you could be still developing it, depending on which one of these signs and one of these little stories that you put together evolves and moves forward for you. And this is your energy work job. How are the changes happening? And you break it down into your everyday activities. How do you incorporate present moment, slow talking, the right thing? Yes, this feels right to me. When you make those decisions about what feels right to you, and then you take the inspired action based on that, that's where you go. And now the only other thing is to avoid the anchors, right? Avoid the things whenever you see these energies that are coming at you. Then just slow down and tune in to these kinds of messages today, because you're going to have people coming at you to show you how your world is breaking down. That's what we're dealing with between now and the end of the year. And if you're ahead of the game, you've already got your foundation started. You've already got your workbook. You've already got your situation where you are planning every day ahead of your late talker, what you're going to be doing at least 4 times a day. And then once you develop the habits, you're going to develop your language facilitator mindset through connection all day long whenever you spend time with your late talker. And if you don't spend all day with your late talker, they go away to school, or they go away to babysitter, or they go away to daycare or things like that, then it's going to be even more important that you have your time scheduled in. It's not a rigid schedule. It's an itinerary that you put together of ideas and opportunities that you have ready to go to create every single day with the late talker, to show them how everyday life in their mindset is worth talking about. Everything. Taking out the trash is worth talking about. Loving connections are worth talking about. Negative experiences that come at us from people who judge us or things are worth talking about. And when your late talker sees that these connected relationships and stories and situations are a priority for you to talk about with the late talker, how you feel, how you're working through it. This is the vocal energy work that you are reprogramming your late talker to be different than the programming that you grew up with. Because this is different than the parenting that a lot of the parents who are joining my program experienced. Okay? When things, those systems that exist now that were broken down, where your parents stuck you in them, hell or high water, that was it. Deal with it. It is the system. There is no alternative. This is what it is. Deal with it. And that's what you came into this particular video with. Your experience of dealing with it, learning from it, getting where it is, and deciding that you want to create a different future for the late talker in your life. Because you can. You don't need these systems. You create your own avenues for evolution. And maybe, yes, it does involve professionals, teachers, guides, coaches, like that. But it's not some place for you to take your kid and fix them because they are not broken. And anybody who says that your child is broken, take advantage of that gift. They just told you who they are. They just told you that they don't know how bright and future focused your late talker is. Maybe they're not right now bright and future focused, and you're here learning how to motivate them into that mindset, because all these different signs had a lot of different experiences going on. Okay? So this is how mindset work goes. Now you've got some inspiration from messages. You've got some ideas about what's going on around you, and how you take all of this and work it into your life is up to you now. So thank you for joining me again. My name is Marci Melzer. Let me pull this up one more time, just in case you're watching me for the first time. My name is Marci Melzer. I'm an intuitive speech language pathologist and language facilitation coach and consultant. And I am a coach. I help parents work with their mindset and practical language facilitation strategies. And all of the information you can learn about all that on my channel, Waves of Communication on YouTube, and my website at wavesofcommunication.com. Thank you so much for joining me on my new energy work channel. You're at the forefront. It's only going to keep getting more and more. So thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.